I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music. And again, another clip from, well, it's a few clips from our interview with producer Bill Szymczyk. His first big client, of course, the big one was B.B. King, moved on to the James Gang, Joe Walsh, Jay Giles, Rick Derringer. There were a lot of people in there, but most notably, of course, the Eagles, which is where we talk mostly about the Eagles in this whole series. Last time was one of these nights. In this clip, we talk about their biggest album. Technically, their biggest album is their Greatest Hits Volume 1. But as far as brand new material albums, of course, it's Hotel California. Now, before we go on, because a few people have accused me of going, well, how come the interviewer is talking so much and Bill's not talking enough? Well, Bill's not a big talker. At least he wasn't with me. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him. He's a genuinely beautiful human being. But the things that I used in an interview to get stuff out of a person somehow didn't work as well with him. But that's not because he did anything wrong. Of course not. In this one, we talk about how Don Felder forgot the intro to Hotel California, how he was supposed to sing Victim of Love but never did. And this long single, this long single that ended up being the title song, which it didn't matter it was long, it still became a big hit. That and a lot more with the great Bill Szymczyk on Rock History Music. With Hotel California, again, did you know with the title song? I mean, it's funny, that wasn't the first single. I was very surprised that wasn't the first single after hearing the album. I remember going, what? Because the song, I mean, look at all these songs have stood the test of time. I'm overstating the obvious, but with Hotel California, what was your thoughts on that?
I didn't know it was going to be, well, I knew it was going to be a single, but I was like, okay, how do we get this 7-minute thing down to whatever? And in the end, we didn't. We just let it roll.
I hear the story that Felder had, the beginning part, and then he forgot by the time you guys get into the studio that he forgot what he had done, and they called his maid on the other side of the country to play it back.
We were in Miami at Criteria, and he called out to Malibu to play that cassette for me. and he would copy down the whatever changes it was. I forget exactly what he was looking for, but that's a true story.
I listened to Don Felder do last night. I've never heard his version of Victim of Love, and I know the story that he was supposed to sing it, but I heard him and I thought, I don't know if he always sounded or tried to get into that lane, the Don Henley vein, but he sings Victim of Love in a very Don Henley kind of way when he sings it live.
I've not heard it. I couldn't tell you.
So what went? So he recorded his version of "Victim of Love." Then
he did a couple of takes, yeah.
But it's not anywhere, is it?
It's in the ether. It's in magnetic heaven.
Well, he sang one song, and don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Felder fan. I like everybody in the band, and I like to love everybody, and they've done a lot, but Visions is the only song he ever sang with the Eagles.
Right. That's it.
Yeah.
That in itself led to some feelings right there that were festered over the years and contributed to, the very end when he got fired.
Yeah. I once said that Polko was the farm team for Toto bass vocalist. And I was talking to Richie Fiore, and he says, well, I wouldn't quite put it that way. I said, I didn't mean disrespect for it, but I mean, okay, no problem.
It was our farm team for bass players, that sing high.
Yeah. When Randy asked me, Randy at the end of the interview says, can I send you an autographed album? I go, geez, yeah. Which one do you want? I said, well, to me, it's always been between Hotel California and One of These Nights, because I love both of them for separate reasons and similar reasons. And he sent me, I asked for One of These Nights because that was the first one I'm going, to me, that was a Beatle-ish thing because, obviously they all sang and loved the harmonizing. There's just something about One of These Nights, I think, that people sometimes, I don't know, there's so much on there. And Randy had, I love Randy's vocals so much. He added so much to that chorus.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a point where you knew Randy was? I know he was gone, and I know that Take It to the Limit story where he didn't want to sing it in concert and Glenn wasn't happy, and I don't blame him. Was there a point where you were worried about Randy leaving the band?
No, that to me was somewhat of a surprise. I mean, that when I heard, like I said, the breakup happened on the road, and at the end of the tour, he was gone, and the next thing, I hear Timothy's in, and I had no clue in front.
Well, speaking of razor blades, I talked to David Henschel a few years ago. Actually, he just emailed me a few days ago, and he was telling me about working with Richard Perry. And I'd heard the stories about Richard, and they say he has photographic memory, and he'd have all these tape. God knows in radio we edit tape, we splice tape a lot, but not like you guys. With that sort of thing, I always there's a mad scientist feel to that to me. I'm going, how in your mind can you keep track of what you're doing to go, oh yeah, I'm going to keep the third of that and this? How did you do that? Did you write it down?
Some maybe, but a lot of times it was just, you take a piece out, like 6 bars of something, and you put it over on that machine. And then later on, when you're going to use that, you bring it's just, you learn by doing, and by doing and doing and doing, and the more you do it, the better you get at it.
See, everyone wanted to ask you Eagles questions. I'm going, there was a lot more than that, but
yeah, right.
Do you ever listen to, is there one? Oh, this is one for me. Did you must have had to turn down gigs?
Some, not too many. I mean, there was a few during the height of the Eagle days when I actually called them my day and night job, where I had to be sort of on call, and then we would work, especially during Hotel California in the long run. That was when it was like full-time job.
We're going to have a lot more from Bill Szymczyk coming up tomorrow. Every day for the next about a week and a half, we'll have a different clip from Bill. If you're a Patreon member, you'll have access to all the clips early. There'll be links in the description where you can join our Patreon. If you want to support the channel in other ways, there are links there as well. You can make a PayPal donation. But really, like our videos, share our videos, comment on them, subscribe to the channel, spread the word for us. We'd appreciate that. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Music.